Look at BOGO. He just got a massive promotion. His salary doubled overnight. He's holding the offer letter in his trembling hands, staring at those beautiful zeros on the page. His heart is pounding, his pupils are dilated. This is it. This is the moment everything changes. Financial freedom, security, happiness. Finally, 3 months later, BOGO is miserable again. Same anxiety, same stress, same feeling that he doesn't have enough. The salary that felt like winning the lottery now feels normal, ordinary, insufficient, even. He's already eyeing the next promotion, the next raise, the next level. The happiness evaporated like morning dew. What happened? Most people blame greed. They say BOGO is ungrateful, materialistic, never satisfied. But that's not what's happening here. This isn't a character flaw, this is neuroscience. This is your dopamine system doing exactly what evolution designed it to do: keep you hungry, keep you hunting, keep you never satisfied. Welcome to the hedonic treadmill, the biological mechanism that guarantees you'll never feel rich no matter how much money you make. Let's talk about why your brain is sabotaging your happiness and what you can actually do about it. Here's the cruel joke evolution played on you. Your brain doesn't measure wealth in absolute terms. It measures wealth in relative terms, in deltas, in changes from baseline. When BOGO got that raise, his dopamine receptors fired like fireworks. Massive spike, pure euphoria. He felt rich because the change was dramatic. But here's the problem. Dopamine is a terrible accountant. Within weeks, maybe days, BOGO's brain recalibrates. The new salary becomes the new normal. The dopamine receptors downregulate. They literally reduce their sensitivity to the same stimulus. It's called homeostatic adaptation, and it's the reason why lottery winners return to baseline happiness levels within months, why that dream house stops feeling special after you've lived there a year, why the luxury car becomes just a car. Your brain treats success like a drug, and like any drug, you build tolerance. BOGO's brain isn't malfunctioning. It's doing exactly what kept your ancestors alive on the African savanna. Imagine a hunter-gatherer who kills a big antelope and then just stops hunting, sits down, says, "I'm good, I have food, I'll just relax now." That hunter starves to death in a week. But the hunter who eats the antelope and immediately starts looking for the next meal, that hunter survives. That hunter passes on his genes. You are descended from the anxious ones, the never satisfied ones, the ones who couldn't turn off the hunger even when their bellies were full. And now you're stuck with that same wiring in a modern world where there's no upper limit to how much you can earn, spend, or desire. Your brain is running Stone Age software in the information age, and it's absolutely destroying your ability to feel financially secure. Let's look at the mechanics. When BOGO gets a financial windfall, his ventral tegmental area floods his nucleus accumbens with dopamine. This creates intense pleasure and motivation, but within a short period, his brain's homeostatic systems kick in. Dopamine receptor density decreases. The same salary that once caused a massive dopamine spike now causes barely a flicker. This is why BOGO needs an even bigger raise next time to feel the same high. It's why the $50,000 salary felt amazing when he was making $30,000, but now that he's making $50,000, he needs $80,000 to feel that same rush. The goalposts keep moving because his brain keeps resetting the baseline. And here's where it gets even more insidious: lifestyle inflation. As BOGO's income rises, so do his expenses, not because he's stupid, but because his reference group changes. When he was making $30,000, he compared himself to other people making $30,000, small apartment, used car, cooking at home. Now he's making $80,000, and suddenly his co-workers have nicer apartments, newer cars, eat out more often. His social comparison baseline shifts upward. This is the tribal instinct. For 200,000 years, your status relative to your tribe determined your access to resources, mates, and safety. Falling behind the tribe was dangerous, so your brain is constantly scanning your environment, measuring where you rank, and feeling inadequate whenever you're not at the top. BOGO isn't competing with his past self, he's competing with his current peer group, and that peer group keeps upgrading. The result? He's making 3 times what he made 5 years ago, but he feels exactly as broke as he did back then. Actually, he might feel more broke because now he has a mortgage on a bigger house, a car payment on a luxury vehicle, and private school tuition for his kids. His income tripled, but his financial stress stayed exactly the same. He's running faster on the treadmill, but the treadmill speed increased to match. Now, most financial advice at this point tells you to practice gratitude. Be thankful for what you have, appreciate the journey, and sure, that's nice, that's wholesome, but gratitude is a cognitive strategy trying to fight a physiological reality. You can't think your way out of dopamine receptor down-regulation. Telling BOGO to just be grateful is like telling someone with a broken leg to just walk it off. The mechanism is biological, not philosophical. So what actually works? First, you need to understand that the hedonic treadmill doesn't care about absolute wealth. It only cares about change, which means the solution isn't to make more money. The solution is to control the rate of lifestyle inflation so you create sustainable deltas. Here's the strategy. When BOGO gets a raise, he should only inflate his lifestyle by half of the raise and bank the other half. Not because he's being frugal, because he's hacking his dopamine system. He gets the pleasure spike from upgrading his life, but he doesn't fully adapt to his new income level. He keeps some powder dry for the next adaptation cycle. Second, you need to diversify your dopamine sources. The hedonic treadmill applies to everything: money, status, possessions, relationships, even experiences. If all your happiness comes from your salary, you're screwed, because salary adapts fast. But if you build happiness from multiple sources, physical fitness, creative projects, social connection, learning new skills, you create multiple treadmills running at different speeds. When one flattens out, the others are still climbing. Third, and this is the hardest one, you need to consciously decouple your self-worth from your income. Easier said than done in a capitalist society that literally measures human value in dollar signs. But here's the thing, the wealthiest people on Earth still don't feel rich. Jeff Bezos still wakes up with cortisol in his blood. Elon Musk still feels financial anxiety because the hedonic treadmill has no upper limit. The only people who escape the treadmill are the ones who step off entirely. And stepping off doesn't mean becoming a monk or living in a van. It means recognizing that the feeling of enough will never come from external circumstances. It has to come from an internal decision. You have to choose a baseline and defend it against your brain's relentless attempt to raise it. BOGO can keep chasing raises forever. He can go from 50,000 to 80,000 to 150,000 to 300,000, and he will feel exactly the same at every level, not quite enough. Or he can pick a number, a lifestyle, a standard of living that genuinely meets his needs, and then treat everything above that as surplus to be saved, invested, or given away. Not because he's virtuous, because he's smarter than his dopamine system. The hedonic treadmill is real. It's powerful. It's biologically hardwired, but it's not destiny. You can't eliminate it, but you can manage it. You can slow the adaptation. You can diversify the sources. You can step off when you choose to. Or you can do what most people do, run faster and faster, earn more and more, and wonder why you never feel rich. Your brain is a 250,000-year-old survival machine trying to operate in a 21st century economic system. It's not built for contentment. It's built for hunger. And unless you consciously intervene, it will keep you hungry forever, no matter how much you feed it. Look at BOGO now. He's standing at the edge of the treadmill, watching it spin. He could step back on, chase the next raise, the next promotion, the next dopamine hit, or he could walk away, sit down, realize that the treasure he's been chasing was never going to satisfy him, because satisfaction isn't a destination his brain allows him to reach. The choice is his. The choice is yours. Your brain wants you to run forever. The question is, will you?